Christopher.
I'll tuck you in, free from sin, free from some, to and from everyone.
Hello, Chris. Casey, what are we meeting for right now exactly?
How can I stay mad at Chris? Okay, well, welcome to the show, everybody.
Well, wait, this is a new show, or this is like a special?
This is an explanation.
This is an exclusive.
All right, so first of all, we did an episode this week that was the three of us playing a video game. I watched it. It's something to be seen, but definitely, in my opinion,
it's
it
not
doesn't really
something to be listened to.
Exactly. Joe doesn't have a microphone. It's just the whole thing is sort of wackadoodle do.
Well, it was a little carefree when we first started. I didn't expect to be doing an episode. We were just going to play Rocket League.
Yeah, Casey just popped it on us, which is fine. It was actually very exciting, but yeah.
And I think there's a lot of really fun moments, but I just don't. There's so much setup and stuff that I was like, I think the people who listen to this podcast would be really upset. But we're going to turn that into something fun. It's a YouTube exclusive.
That's right.
So the last couple episodes we've been dropping on YouTube anyway, and it's been, I think a lot of people have been having fun watching them, but I guess we haven't always explicitly told everyone to go to our YouTube. So this is a call to action. If you want to see a few special things, including a blurred Chris Verderamo shirt.
Chris, what happened? You wore the wrong shirt. Did you said a few things you shouldn't have said too?
Well, I mean, a few things. Yeah, when I'm with you guys, obviously I'm freewheeling. You know what I mean? Like, because you even stopped and asked me in the episode, like, then don't say these things. But like, that's just not what it's supposed to be. I'm with my buddies, and I forget that I'm a teacher and I have like this responsibility. That slowly, in due time, that's gonna like take over me.
But you have a responsibility to podcasters too.
I know.
So you have to start taking it more seriously and dressing like me and Casey, for instance. If you want.
Well, it was Friday, so I usually wear a collared shirt, but it was Friday, so I wore my school shirt. And here I am saying things that are very inappropriate. Now, look, I could get myself in trouble. That's one thing. That's my own responsibility or stupidity or whatever it is.
You will one day, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I have to really, the buck has to stop. But to wear my school's name.
You use these phrases sometimes that I don't think you know what they mean.
The buck has to stop?
What do you think that means, Chris?
The buck stopped here?
Yeah, go on.
What do you think that means?
I thought about it once and it made sense to me, but then I never went back.
All right,
so if I was to give an explanation, it wouldn't make sense. And I was thinking about saying like a buck, like a deer.
I dare you to write a book.
Just because, like, buck.
I think
I'm going to be writing a script for my after this. I have to write a script for my my kid's graduation video.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
Really funny.
Script how? Can we?
You're already getting yourself in trouble on this one that you've set up to not get in trouble.
Well, because I'm bringing up the school, right? So anyway,
can we do a read through of your script? I want to do a read through so bad. I want to do the lines.
Can the opening be? Can we write some of it? Can the opening be "Kid Sucked 182"?
No, it can't be.
Are you giving the speech? What are you doing?
Well, there's a lot of things we're planning. We're planning so many things. It's very difficult because there's Kids Suck 182.
Kids Suck 182 is gonna.
That's a flash forward to the YouTube link.
But let me just say, I could take responsibility for my but my school should not have to be involved in this. I can't give my school a bad name. I could give myself
friend. You could give your friend Casey a huge chore of going through like every clip. Because also, I don't know if you've watched yourself on like a Zoom before, but you're like getting up, you're like getting some beets to eat. You're saying you're bringing the computer to the cats. Like you're doing so much. The shirt keeps popping up, and I'm sure that there's going to be a moment where you could see it, but I don't think that the whole thing you'll see the shirt.
Well, why couldn't you just put like a picture of me like still?
Because you do too many funny things, Chris. You're too funny.
This is bad. This is bad and good. Well, look, guys, if you see this, don't share this with anybody. Like,
you also say like, man, I got to be careful. Like in this last episode of this other podcast, I talked about how I lost my virginity, and like,
yeah, it's not good. I got to really figure it out.
And then you were like, I'm gonna pee-pee on your butt.
I love the version of you that's irresponsible, and I want more of that. So, going forward, maybe we'll just have it, we'll be more anonymous about who you are.
I think you need a stage name. I think you need to you literally need to stop using your name on podcasts and stuff. You need to have like an alter ego that like is the true you.
Actually, there's a formula.
It should be Mr. Vert.
Well, that's what I said.
You
There's
want to
a
know
formula to discover your
you
like
want to
porn
know
name.
my in Discord that my Pokemon chat? You want to know what my name is?
Yes.
The Mighty Golden Jogger.
The
Isn't that
Mighty
great?
Golden Jogger.
Is it a play?
How
Is it a
stupid
play
is
on
that?
something?
Well, because now I have 2 accounts. I was the Jogger because I used to be my name, but then I changed it to the Jogger because in Brooklyn everybody would hang out at the stop, but I would run from raid to raid, like run all over catching Pokemon, and I became known as the Jogger. And then when I moved to Staten Island, people play in cars, but I'm the only one running from like area to area. And then so that was the Jogger, and my other account is the Mighty Golden Boy, which is a Primus song, which I know everyone hates Primus.
You know it's a really beautiful thing. We all 3 of us have these things that we care about that no one gives a fucking shit about.
Like
Yeah.
what's yours? What's yours?
Like
Casey?
anytime I start talking about tech stuff,
Yeah, emails, tech.
emails.
Yeah, you know.
You talk about
sometimes you
emails.
talk about
Casey
emails.
loves emails.
I don't think you know who I am.
We had to cut out a whole section of a podcast because you read an email
Oh, I remember that.
exchange.
Yeah.
Well, that
We
was a
have to cut
customer
it.
service, like.
Yeah, that'd be customer service.
I
not
thought it
just
was
emails.
juicy. I think I thought it was juicier than it was.
Chris, if you want, there's like the porn name is like the street
Oh.
you grew up on or something, and like I think for
Your first cat.
your stage name, it's your last name followed by the school you work at is a good stage name. I think that's the formula.
It's what you like what you teach. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And
What is your porn name, Chris? So it's your first animal in the street. Well, I guess the street you live on. So maybe it shouldn't be.
Or street you grew
Rugby
up on.
Hawthorne?
Well,
Oh, there it is.
everyone knows your freaking street.
It's a long street, and it's actually hard to get to because it does break at that one point. If you make the wrong turn, Hawthorne kind of goes somewhere else.
And what's the first name? What's the cat's name?
No,
It was a dog.
Rugby.
Oh yeah,
Rugby.
Rugby.
Yeah.
That's right. Rugby
guess-
Hawthorne. That sounds really distinguished. You sound like a British porn star.
Yeah.
Mine would be Sasha Highland Boulevard.
That's so funny because I'm
Sasha Highland.
Highland, not
Highland.
Highland.
I'm Highland. I'm Ace Highland.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I'm Sasha Highland.
Wow. I would definitely type that in. I'm going to type that in later.
I named my fish Ace.
For Ace Ventura?
Oh, maybe it was. I just think I liked the name Ace. I probably because of the movie. I never even thought about that, but for a long time I was debating changing my name to Ace, like
Ace-
as like a child.
Ace is a great.
I like Tom Ace. That's what he calls himself. That's his like stage name
Ace.
in the movie. Tom Ace.
Tom Ace.
Remember?
Do you remember our friend McGrail? He used to do a thing that was like this. He'd go, warm. Do you remember that? And it was from Ace
was it?
Ventura 2, where he's like inside of the rhino and he's like,
Yeah.
warm. And Mike would do that he would do that when it was hot out. And like
Wow.
it's a reference that really no one got, but he used to do
Because
it all the
everyone
time.
remembers the end of that scene, but I don't remember that part of the scene.
Yeah, I remember because he's like, it's like flashing red and he's like hitting the
Yes.
fan and like it goes out.
And he gets pooped out of the rhino and the family watches.
It's the fucking funniest. The movie's like not as good as the first one, but that part
It
makes up
gets
for it.
caught in like his mouth. Like, he's so-
Yeah. Some people
it's
like that
amazing.
movie more than the first one.
It's because of the rhino scene.
I do.
Yeah, I think it's you.
Well, you know what? I got that tape when it came out on VHS for Easter. It was in my Easter basket. And I
that
loved it.
explains
That's like one movie I could recite from beginning to end.
Then do it right now.
How's the opening?
You remember that was how I was supposed to come into the Marco Polo group? I was supposed to do a scene of Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah.
And you didn't do it.
I did one. I did do
He
one.
did do one.
Oh.
I have footage of you two with like all of our group of friends at one of the lake houses doing the scene where he in the first one where he
Yeah,
turns
the door.
the Einhorn around and it's just like say hello to Mr. Winky.
Captain Winky.
Captain Winky. And it's you two doing it with like a mangina.
It's Chris Verd's balls, right?
Yeah, I
That's
have all
great.
that stuff. And I sent it to your school, Chris.
Oh, no.
Because
Yeah.
now you could do a Zoom, you could screen share and show it.
Yeah.
All right, from this point forward, guys, we have to You have to do a you can't hear this for the same.
Should I shave my head, guys? Look at because like I
Listen, I
have
was looking at your hair. That I think you have a secret to show us. No, it looks like it.
that I cut my hair.
Yeah, it looks like you cut your hair.
No, I think anytime I wear a hat, people think I got like a bad haircut or something because I never wear hats.
It's up to you. I think it looks good now. I could see it getting out of hand, but
I trimmed the back of my neck yesterday, and I kind of screwed it up. So this is another YouTube exclusive.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. It's not too
Did
bad.
Lisa want to do it, or she didn't feel
She was
comfortable?
it was a funny situation because she was like working and like cooking and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna cut my hair, and I came back and I was like, how's it look? And she was just like, oh, I'll fix it. And I was like, okay, great. I was gonna jump in the shower, but I'll wait. And she was just like, yeah, I'll fix it. And then like 30 minutes passed of me just like kind of continuing to like trim my hair and do stuff. And then when I went over, I was like, do you have a second? She was just like, no, I'm working. And I was like, okay. And so it still hasn't been fixed. And now it's over. She moved out.
Makes sense.
Casey, there's a guy across the street from you that had a Christmas tree up. Does he still have that up? And that was during your birthday or something like that.
We like saw it in the window, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because where I'm looking now, I could see. It's been really I don't know, Joe, you're a little low, but you could probably still see into people's apartments. I have so many windows and it's so sun soaked, but I could really look out and see a lot of really fun stuff. Like I could see people doing things. There's some new people who moved in across the street, and they like moved all their stuff in and then took all their stuff and put it like on they have like an outdoor little section that's like double the size of mine. And then they had some guy come in and like redo their floors. This is after like a week and a half of living there with all their stuff.
They did it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. But they had to move in during this whole quarantine, but it's because there's not a lot going on. It's riveting. They have a grill. They've been grilling like a lot for like lunch. I've been checking that out.
Do you have a barbecue case outside?
No, well, we have like a shared one that's like on the patio. You remember for my birthday, but they haven't set it up, and I wonder if they're not going to because of this.
I haven't been at
right. Yeah, that's because it's communal. Yeah.
Right, but I'm kind of like, come on.
You're kind of like, come on.
I'm kind of like,
come on.
I'm kind of like, come on. What do you guys think about the stash?
I like it. I'm glad you have it.
Do you think it looks bad? And you guys are just having fun with it?
No, I like it.
I didn't notice or care.
I think it needs to be longer, right?
I don't know. I think it's good now. What do you mean longer? How?
I don't know. Lisa was like
fluctuating.
Lisa was like, "Can you make it longer?"
Meaning like the length of the whiskers or how far down it goes.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's a little bit of like an old school like pencil mustache, but it's not like I trimmed it that way.
Right. Well, I like that. You don't see a lot of those.
I know, that's a reason.
No, it's kind of dapper.
But it's like I wish it was as thick as my eyebrows.
You know what I was watching the other day? Have you guys ever seen A Mighty Wind?
Yes.
I only really saw it for the first time all the way through the other day. And what's so funny about Eugene Levy's character is that he is that like hippie folk singer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that like soul patch chin strap thing. It's just another one of his eyebrows, but going down. If you look at it, it's
really
the same exact thickness as an eyebrow. So it looks like he has 3 eyebrows on his face.
That's funny.
It's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah. My eyebrows are, honestly, of the 3 of us, I probably have the most unique eyebrows.
Yeah, I'd say so.
What are you guys doing today, Chris? You were like, let's talk. I'm on the computer.
Well, there's some Pokemon things I got to do. It's been keeping me busy.
First things first.
Yeah, because it's nice because then I could schedule my run. If you play Pokemon Go, hit 2 or something like that. But we could talk. But I want to write this script for my kids, which I'm excited for. Got some jokes that I would like to do.
But so they're going to perform it?
No, every year my school makes videos for the kids, and they're really great for graduation, and they always go really well. The guy who edits them is great. He's great with taking a whole bunch of material that we just throw his way, and he organizes it and makes great stuff.
But this year you're going to only have Zoom calls to share?
Well, we're going to meet up, I think. Only the teachers are going to move up, and me and my co-teacher are going to come up with a scenario, and it's gonna like introduce to the like the graduation video of them like.
Where
having,
can we see a past graduation video? What website?
I'll send it to you in the.
what website would I type in? And maybe what like school I guess would I have to look up?
You have to type in PORNHUB.com.
Honestly, Chris, I have a good feeling that let's say your school was like, we saw that you did inappropriate behavior or something on a podcast. I honestly think we just send a little call to Jody Sellers, and
He'll hold a tribunal. Yeah,
he would hold a tribunal, but for a teacher, and he would fix the whole thing. He would just be like, my client, Rugby Hawthorne. He would, I think Jody Sellers, and if you call him at 770-415-9848, 770-415-9848.
Jinx.
I mean, it was off. It was off in my ear.
Oh, it's not off for me. I see. That's why it's been hard to jinx each other.
But I think if you call him, he could definitely. Let's see. What would he say? He'd say, "That's not my client. My client. You have no proof that that's my client. There's no way to get DNA evidence that that's my client. You're looking at a screen. It could be a deep fake. It could be a twin. You don't know if he has a twin or not. It could be any number of these things."
I do have a twin too.
You do have a twin. I forgot. As I said that, I was like,
"Oh yeah."
But you have a female twin.
So it could be her.
So yeah,
it's good. Yeah, I think a lot of people might.
But like the fact that
Tiki Hawthorne.
The evidence that would come up in that meeting will be pretty stupid.
I had a crush on Kim.
Oh yeah.
I think at one point, like when I first met you guys, I liked you both very much, and I thought that I was like, oh, like Kim Verderama was like cute.
It's a funny thing growing up with a sister, especially a twin, but like just
because all your friends like bang around, and you're like, I wish it was her.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like you have to be cool with it. Like I know some people that she
banged out
or whatever, and then it's like funny, like Billy Loria. So like it's like I suddenly had. Like,
so you're gonna say other people's names, okay?
Well, no, Billy Loria's not his name, but he like I silently, like as he's like laughing at my jokes or thinks I'm so funny, it's like you also think I'm kind of attractive in a way.
Oh,
like,
that's
interesting. Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
it's one thing to have. I have a sister, but it's one thing to have a twin sister. It's a whole different ballgame.
Why did I feel comfortable telling you like I thought your sister is cute or something like that? I think you have a demeanor that you probably don't feel threatened by me also.
Yeah, but also, yeah, I know. I never felt. It's a funny. I thought about this recently about like it would be a funny topic for podcasting because it's just a funny thing.
But also, like Christina, like Joe's sister, is beautiful, but I think she's like a younger sister to me because she's like younger, and I've just I guess I've known her as like a kid in some ways. So it's not like I've never been like.
I still think of her as like my baby sister, but she's not. She's like only 2 years younger than me.
Right, which is nothing, which is really like that's a smaller gap than like me and Colin, and probably you and Kim, and so it's like but still, it's so funny how it's like I would feel weird if I heard even like someone else being like, "But Christina," I'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, but like it's like
now we're saying her name.
Life. Like you can't do anything about it, and like it's not like it's. Oh, that's another thing is like knowing about your siblings. Escapades is a funny thing to like know about or like.
Yeah, I had a neighborhood friend that I grew up with that like I thought he was like my buddy, one of my best friends in the block, and he would come by the house when I wasn't around, and I didn't know until years later that he was like sort of seeing my sister for a brief amount of time.
That's so funny.
And I had no clue. Yeah,
that's
funny.
Whoa, that's crazy. Really?
Yeah. He didn't tell me. I didn't find out until years later. I'm not mad about it. I was just like, really?
Yeah, I liked finding out about like who Colin like made out with at like the swim club or something like that. Like I remember finding out that those things like later on and being like, oh,
it was just disingenuous of him. Like like it's not a big deal. You don't have to like hide it from me,
But you do. I mean, at the time.
I guess so, but
you don't know where it's you don't know where it's going to go. You don't want to like have like a whole conversation with you if it's not going to go anywhere. I get it. That's why I never told Chris about me and Kim.
Yeah.
It's also like none of our business as well. Like, it's just, it's like,
yeah.
You know, well, it is your friend. No, I don't know. It's such a funny thing. I'm having trouble like pinpointing what I want to say or navigate it without it being like, I don't know, ridiculous. But it's just a really funny concept of like knowing your siblings, again, escapade.
Well, we had a big chat recently. Oh, first of all, our good friend Pat just had a child. How incredible is this?
Congratulations.
I can't even believe this. Our friend Pat has a child.
Forget about his wife, but he had a kid, yeah.
Pat and Sam are two close friends who Lisa pointed out that the child wouldn't exist without me, which I thought was, I didn't really think about that.
That's sweet.
But I was like, oh, that is kind of true, you know, just through, you know, knowing Sam from Ryder and knowing Pat from my entire life. But that was a crazy thought. Like, you know, it's not like Mark has had a kid and that's like kind of the first of our like dude friends. Although Jenny Pecora is kind of a dude friend and she was the first. I don't know, but Pat, it's for some reason, not to say it's better, it's bigger, but it's just weirder for me to know a person that I knew as a child.
That's the thing. They're also like they've been together. They've been like the couple throughout of all of us. They've been the couple. You know, that was the longest couple.
Yeah.
Pat and Sam,
that's a big part of it too.
But there's that.
Well, names.
I was going to say something else. The other thing that was even more important that we talked about recently on the chat was whose dad's the hottest. That was a huge thing that the five of us.
Yeah, it was huge.
We talked about whose dad was the hottest, and we
brought it up out of nowhere. Yeah.
we decided.
So, yeah, it was a huge thing.
We decided that I think we decided that it's Joe's dad.
Yeah. In that group, I guess I'm not going to argue with that because he has maintained a nice physique for sure.
Sexy muscles. He has sexy muscles.
But I mean, Scott Lane.
He's like the Kim. He's like the Kim Verd of dads. Everyone says.
Yeah, that's true. I say it all the time. My family is so hot, and I'm not. I'm like.
No, you're plenty hot. I think you have more sexual energy than your family.
Well, I could see that. Yeah, I guess what I lack in hotness, I make up for in
dick heat,
exuding sexual energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to get somewhere. Yeah.
Even if people are like, oh, Joe's parents are attractive, I think everyone's like, I gotta fuck Joe.
Right. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, you're a good notch on the belt.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I threw your dad in the mix, Chris. He plays drums, which we found out on this exclusive YouTube video.
Yeah, I tried.
This is just an intro for.
Yeah. But it's funny that I know like Mark's parents and my parents used to go out to eat sometimes, like, which is funny to think about. And like, I don't think my dad and Fred like hit it off, not for any reason like that. But like, it's funny though. But like, imagine all of our dads hung out. Like, you would think it would be the same kind of.
And imagine all of our dads hung out and like bitched about each other the way we bitch about each other, like.
Or they talk about which of us is the hottest.
Oh, well, obviously, yeah.
Like we're talking about like which of them is the hottest. Imagine they're like, oh man, Pat.
and you know? and they'd all be so casual, like obviously it's Pat. Oh yeah, Pat. Like they're not even gonna argue about their own son.
I think like my dad would be like, oh no, Mark is also very hot.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know.
And then somebody like just like how we were like, oh, but Danny Lane's dad, but like, oh, he's not in the group. He's not like in this with the group we're talking about specifically.
Exactly.
Someone's like, Danny's hot, but hold on.
Yeah.
I think, and like, you know, it's funny because like I know Mark's dad likes the Moody Blues, like, and like they could have talked about music the way Mark and I talk about music, but that didn't happen.
I picture them trying to record a Zoom and they're just complaining. Like Fred kept moving around the whole time.
Yeah. I had to blur his shirt because the was wearing a pharmacy shirt.
Fred kept mentioning the pharmacy he worked at.
He's gonna get fired from that pharmacy. Yeah. But the other thing I was thinking was so what you were saying, like they hung out, they were friends. Yeah. So I went to high school with Danny Lane and we went to college together. And our parents had met each other several times. And then we graduated college. And then like 4 or 5 years after we graduated, my parents and the Lanes, Danny's parents, they go on vacations now all the time. They've been hanging out constantly. But like this, we could have had like family vacations when we were like in high school and college. It would have been so much fun. you know. But
Yeah.
what didn't happen then, it happens like years after we like don't live together and we're not like, you know, seeing each other constantly, or like at an age where you'd go on vacation with your parents. They like my parents and the Lanes have gone to Disney together with 0 kids.
I just think it's so brave of them to embrace the swinger lifestyle in such a way, you know,
Yeah.
and just be so open about it.
My mom is like the winner there.
How does she
Everyone
win?
wins when you're a
In what way
swinger.
does she win?
Scott Lane,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
the champion dad.
yeah, the champion dad. Dude, Tommy Lane
Oh my
made
God.
a table out of Farrell's old bleachers. Like, we were talking about being handy and stuff like that.
Yes, he's handy. He
That's
did this.
unbelievable.
No, there's no argument about that.
He made this.
Wow. Like, it's just, I feel like I could do that, but like I haven't done it. Like, I have yet to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. You're all talk.
yeah,
You're always talking about how you can make tables, but you never have.
I want to
talking
make a
about me now?
birdhouse for sure. I definitely want to make a birdhouse, but like I
Why?
have.
That's remedial. That's like kids make that. That's not handy.
You'll be surprised about the angles and the way you want to like insert the seeds and how it should go and how you're going
Fuck
to
you.
Chris, if you'd like, I would love to have a birdhouse. I want something to put on the fire escape to make.
Are you kidding me? That's the
Miles.
birds are just gonna come and Miles is gonna eat them.
No,
Cats
no,
eat
I
birds.
I'm
Dogs
gonna let 'em
eat
outside.
cats.
You know what? Maybe I'll make a box for you and Allie for your cards.
Cards?
Yeah, you have to make a box for your cards.
Oh, you mean like at the wedding?
Yeah, at the wedding. Yeah.
Oh, if that even
Like
happens.
like a safety box so that like Scott Lane doesn't come by and steal.
Box. It's just like an envelope box. I know. There's
Right.
like
A hot box?
Did you have a box, Casey, for your wedding for your
I don't know. To be
for your
honest with you,
envelopes?
I have no idea. I have no recollection of a box. I remember like people put gifts somewhere, and there was like someone watching the gifts. I think at the
in
venue.
your room or something, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember I don't even remember like where the gifts went. I don't know how I got them afterward. I didn't take care of that.
Yeah, Nicole and I, we got a box made, and now
Big
that's like,
Natch.
what's that?
Big Natch.
That's from the exclusive that this is all just an intro for.
I love these flash forwards.
This short intro.
Call forwards.
Oh yeah, we said natural smalls. What did we say?
Small naturals.
Small Natch. Wait, what were you saying about you and Big Natch?
No, but we have the box and all the cards are in there.
Big Natch box.
Really nice. And we have Matacardy's speech in there. And just some other things like there was like lifesavers around or something. Like we just threw a whole bunch of stuff from the day in that box. And we have it. So it's kind of nice.
My wedding might be virtual at this point. Who the fuck knows?
Just as you always
No,
dreamed.
I wanted
Yeah.
to talk to you about your bachelor party and just like
It's
I
just
don't
going to be in VR. It's just going to be a VR bachelor party.
Look, it depends on what's available for us to do. I'm not afraid to go out and hang with you guys in person, but it takes all of us to agree to do that. And I don't expect anyone to feel obligated to. So we'll just figure it out. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
I think that what you have to do is just make a wish list of what you want and just send it to us, and then we could just try to make it happen. Just things.
Yeah, I mean, are you even able to Airbnb these days?
I know. I was looking up some stuff, and
We could camp.
camping might be it.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
You know, that might be the best.
Because
It's
it's
kind
also
of along the lines of what I wanted to do. It's just
I
that I
know.
was hoping that we could do it somewhere, exotic, but it's fine.
But worst case, I mean, honestly, we should go back to the Pat Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It would be nice to do something sort of different, but there's a lot of logistics to that. Well, I don't know if we can get a boat during coronavirus.
We
have to get
we
boat to
rented a
get there.
boat without even.
And
knowing.
as someone that was part of the logistics of that one, it
Yeah.
was kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm not.
I mean,
gonna
there
recommend
was
it
a-
necessarily.
There was a point where you wanted us all to kayak over to that island,
I know,
like
and I'm
in pitch
glad
black.
that we didn't.
I know it
I'm
was
glad we didn't.
freezing. Right, it was
How did
black.
we get the boat?
Pat's brother rented a pontoon boat.
That was like a
We
Hail
ended
Mary,
up-
too. That was like at last.
We ended
minute.
up overloading it. There was too many people. There were kegs on it. The thing sank basically.
That was
And
so funny
then-
because we all moved to one side.
the lake was lower than usual, so we came on rocks and like fucked up the whole bottom of the boat, and Pat's brother was just like, we're just gonna pay the guy a little extra, like fuck this boat, and like he like damaged the bottom of it so much it was all like chopped
Really?
up because of the rocks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Damn.
didn't realize that.
we ended up
I don't know.
we all ended up having to pitch in a little extra, I think.
And
Oh,
remember Matt just like fell, like kidding around, jumped into the water, and then Pat's brothers got really mad at him.
Yeah.
They were like, "Come on, get back in the boat, you fucking asshole!" And then they were like, "That was funny though, huh?"
Yeah.
They like had to be dads for a sec, but they were like, "God, that guy's funny."
That was when that's when I was like naked on the rock when the boat came back.
The classic
That was
photo. Do you
fun.
still have your cover of your
Yeah.
phone?
And I think if you go to Casey's YouTube, you can see a clip. He did like an homage, iPhone commercial. Do you remember that?
No. Oh yes,
It's
I
me,
do
it's me
remember.
like naked and you blur.
Oh, I forgot about that. I gotta find that.
Yeah.
Okay.
we have to all the videos that you make from lake houses and bachelor parties. We really have to go in and watch them. That'll be a fun night.
Wow, I can't believe you're saying this after I just blurred you the entire time for a
You
video.
just mean us.
No,
Oh,
us,
us.
yeah,
Privately.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, because I actually found some like footage that like I never edited into the videos. You know what I mean? That's just like, because sometimes those videos are just like a trailer of the like highlights, but some you could just play out. So we need it, like once we do get over this and we get to go, I think we should go back to Lake House, like the original one,
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
or just a big house, and then everyone brings their babies, and then we play some videos.
Yeah,
I
that'll
still
be fun.
have GoPro footage. I wore a GoPro on my head. Do you remember when we had the cabin?
I have
Yeah,
that footage
it's like
as well.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours of just like my point of view at a party with all of us getting progressively drunker through the night.
Oh, you have to load that up. Just got to make sure.
Definitely,
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna need to be cut. It could be a project for me, to figure out because there's so much of it. But I'm sure there's some good moments.
So much of it is unusable. I tried to cut it in, but I was like, what is this? It's like all shaky.
Yeah, well, because
It's like wide.
It's on my head and it's like a weird angle. It's like looking down at everyone.
There was a few funny moments. I remember it being like, there you took it into the bathroom to pee.
Yeah,
So it was just like peeing wiener stuff.
yeah.
You know what's great at I loved at my bachelor party, which was really hard to recreate. Like I
Yours
can't
is great.
do nothing more, but like the fact that we were all playing Dr. Mario and jamming out to the song is such a freaking cool thing. What a dream to come true. Is like play Dr.
know.
Mario and everyone be plugged in. And
We all like
jam
learned the
out to
song and started
song.
playing live
It's
soundtrack
so
to it.
funny.
But like remixing it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. You know what was a fun one is Flager's bachelor party with like the throwing the moose into the lake,
Yeah.
and like there was didn't you shit on it too, Chris?
There was some. Yeah, we
It
all.
wasn't a
peed
real
on it.
moose. It was like a little bottle holder moose that was like a decoration in the house that we vandalized.
There's always a point and like when we rent a house where we like destroy something that had belonged there, and it's always like a prominent thing, like Matt's
we're
always
bad
throwing
people.
something into a fireplace.
Yes. Yeah.
For
He
the
threw,
record,
like,
I always
his
feel
Willy.
bad about it. I enjoyed other people doing it, but I always feel terrible about it.
I can't say that as soon as I'm like, well, I feel bad about this, and I'm like, I didn't try to stop it, so I shouldn't feel bad either.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to wrap it up soon because we're running out of time. But I just want to remind everybody to check out the YouTube. It's us trying to Twitch, kind of trying to play a game. It takes us a while to set up, but I think there's some real choice cuts, some nice lines.
We had a couple of guests from the Marco Polo in there.
That's right. That was
which-
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which you could be one of such guests if you join our Marco Polo.
Mhm.
What level
$50
are you at?
lifetime.
Like because it was like $10, $20, $30.
Oh, that was for the numbers, but that's all done now. All those discounts are done. So
Yeah.
it's $50 for a lifetime of fun.
Lifetime.
Yeah, even I imagine like one day, just as the sun will eventually die, so may this podcast, it will be over one day perhaps.
But
But
the
the Marco Polo will live on, so you never
Marco
know.
forever.
Should I hop in it more or no?
Yeah,
Yeah. Subject
everyone
those
likes
people.
you.
Cool.
Wear your school shirts because we can't edit those. We can't edit the Marco Polo.
Guys, I was on the 300th episode of Slap Podcast to plug another podcast on your show.
Yeah,
Please.
we'll see if it comes out.
But I had 6 beers And I don't remember the last time I had 6 beers and in quarantine, and I don't remember it was just complete nonsense. So
It's weird getting drunk in quarantine though, because like let's say you're like on a Zoom or a podcast where you've had 6 beers. When it's done, it's just like you're silent in your house.
Yeah,
You know?
I know what you mean.
You're just like, okay, I guess I go to bed, or like, what do I drink water? Like it's weird. It's like it's just like the party kind of just stops. It's like it's like the equivalent of like if you're at a bar around the corner and you come home, but you don't even have that like nice little walk of like what else is going on.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
wind down.
Yeah, like or
You
like
don't even have that nice drunken drive home, you know?
yeah. I liked something I miss is like being at a bar, getting pretty drunk, like staying out late, but then like having to take the subway home and like you just like playing some music drunk. You're like, or like sometimes I'll load up like the Garage Band on my phone and like mix a song. And the next day I'm like, this sounds like shit.
Is that Big Natch calling you?
No, it was actually a teacher, a mother from last year is reaching out.
In your
Ooh,
house?
a mother.
No, one of the kids. It's really cute stuff. Really nice. We made like a video for the kids, telling them we miss them. So the mother
Did you write
happened
the
to
script
see-
for that too?
What's that?
You wrote the script for that?
No, but I played my bass guitar.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure that they loved it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say one more thing. I did a talent show last night with my friend Yoni and Taylor Ortega and some other people, and it was like a talent show. And I played like that song, one of those songs I do, the one about the blues. I don't know. Basically, there's a thing that comes up about dragons, and afterwards we had a conversation, and I brought up that in like cartoons and stuff, dragons always have like the sickest abs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Do they?
Pecs and abs, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're always these like even in The Hobbit, they always have these like squares of like abs. Like I feel like dragons are always like over sexualized in media.
Well, to breathe that fire, I imagine takes a lot of diaphragm strength. So you're always tightening your core.
You're right.
And a lot of calories. I mean, calories are heat, right? They get converted, their energy. So I'm sure that
Absolutely.
breathing fire costs calories.
I know.
So it's easy to keep your body fat down.
It's totally true. Feel
And
the
that's
burn.
like an 80s like metal thing too. I feel like dragon, like the ab dragon. Like,
Yeah.
The ab dragon.
They're fucking hot. Everything's hot in those like 80s like cartoons.
Guys, I didn't have a microphone in this whole time.
Oh no. Another problem for me.
All right, we'll do another intro for this intro.
All right, I love you guys so much. This is so fun.
All right,
Love
yeah.
you too.
Love you guys. Talk
Bye,
to you.
boys.
Stay real, don't change.
Okay.
Congratulations that we're all uncles now. Again.
Love you
Oh
guys.
yeah, good for us.
Forever 21.
Who do you think is going to be Godfather?
Okay.